Hello, friends, and welcome to How Did I Get Here, the series where I talk about the last 5 years of my life being homeless. Today, we get to talk about Shreveport, which is a place I really want to talk about. But before we get to that, we need to talk about Mississippi, and I had some fun in Mississippi. So, the first thing that happened, which was not the best of things, was my phone died. So, I had a Pixel 3, and the charging port stopped working. What I basically had to do was I bought one of those wireless chargers. I had to plug that in my battery bank and charge up like that. That's not a good solution at all. That's not a very good solution. Wireless charging, it takes forever. At least back in 2020, it did. I don't know what the technology is like today. So I saved up some money, working and such, and I ordered a Pixel 4 off of Amazon. I didn't get a brand new one. I got a refurbished Pixel 4 for like $200, and it worked great. I also got, for the first time, a sleeping pad. I got one of those foldable foam sleeping pads, which is very bulky, but I got sick of sleeping on concrete and rocks. Also, I'm now in the swamp and things are wet everywhere, so sleeping pad was needed. Yeah, phone worked good, sleeping pad, godsend. I don't know how I lived without one. So I continue to walk through Mississippi. A couple things that happened. I saw a dead alligator on the side of the road. And then that same night, I remember it was the same night, I went to sleep under a bridge. And I'm about 30 feet away from the water. I'm not close to the water. But I wake up to like just thrashing in the water. And I'm just jolted awake. I'm like, oh, I think there's an alligator over there. And again, I'm pretty far from the water. But now that kind of freaked me out. I packed up. It's probably like 1 a.m. or something. And I find a new spot with no water in sight. And I sleep there for the night. That was an interesting experience. Never sleep close to the water in Mississippi or Louisiana for that matter. Probably not Florida either. And something I almost forgot about while filming this. I got caught in a tornado in Mississippi. So I don't remember the town name. I don't even have the faintest idea. But I am at a shopping plaza, and there's like a big overhang over it and everything. And I'm looking on my phone, and there's a tornado watch. Tornado watch means the conditions are correct for a tornado, but it hasn't touched down. I hope I did not confuse tornado watch and tornado warning there. So there's a tornado watch, and the rain starts pouring down. It's just absolute thunderstorm. And I decided, well, I'm going to be here for a little bit. And there's a pizza shop. It was like a chain pizza shop, like a Pizza Hut or Domino's or something. I walk in, I grab like a pan pizza and probably like a Sprite or something. Come out, sit down, I'm eating my pizza. A security guard comes up to me. And I'm thinking to myself, oh no, he's going to kick me out. So before he even says anything, I ask him, you going to kick me out? And he looks over at the rain. He's like, absolutely not. I'm not going to kick you out of here. It's horrible out there. I just want to see if you're okay. He's like, yes, I'm good. Thank you. And he said, he gets off at like 1 a.m. So I would have to be out by 1 a.m. But, that's fine. And I'm hanging out there. Rain just keeps getting worse. Trees are going sideways. And a woman from the pizza shop walks out. Like, if you need to come inside, come inside. It's getting really bad out there. I said, thank you very much. I'm going to chill here and just watch the rain for a little bit. And I did. And luckily, as far as I'm aware, no tornadoes touched down. And eventually the rain stopped. I remember it was definitely later in the night, 11 p.m. or something like that. And I remember I got up and I didn't walk very far. I found a bridge and slept under that bridge. I stayed dry. All good. So yeah, that was Mississippi. After Mississippi, I got into Louisiana. And I immediately got on the Louisiana Trail. Mississippi was all road walking. So when I looked on Google and I saw that there was a Louisiana trail that basically ran the entire state of Louisiana and it was going in the direction I wanted to go in, I was so happy. So I get on the Louisiana trail and I start walking. I immediately realize this is not a good trail. So I guess they use the trail for like logging trucks and other things like that because there were giant tire ruts everywhere. There were spots where, you know, there were just holes in the trail where you had to walk through like 3 feet of water. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it's flooded, so you got to walk through the water. It was just everything on the trail's dry except for this giant 3-foot mud puddle that's, 10 feet across. The trail was just, I did not like the trail at all. It was just rough on me. It was annoying more than anything else. I didn't even walk the old trail. Before Shreveport, I got off the trail, started walking the roads because I just got sick of walking in waist deep water. So finally, I got to Shreveport. Oh, and I ordered a new solar panel in Shreveport. So previous video talked about I got a 28 watt big blue solar panel. That solar panel worked great. Worked absolutely amazing. But I wanted something a little bigger. I had a few extra dollars on me from working. So, with the 28 watt, I was having to, sit down for 2 to 3 hours a day in order to charge up my phone and my battery bank. So I think it was a 64 watt big blue solar panel. It's basically the same size as the 28 watt because of the way it folded up. It was just a little fatter. I got that at Shreveport, and that was amazing. It was one of the best solar panels I've ever had, and it charged my phone and my battery bank up so quickly. But that's where the good things end, in Shreveport. So the first major thing that happened in Shreveport, I was sleeping under a bridge. It'd been raining for a few days, a constant rain in Louisiana. And this dude comes down. He is also homeless. I'm pretty sure he was homeless. I'm fairly confident he was homeless. And he starts screaming about drugs and asking me if I got drugs. I tell him I don't have drugs. He's like, I know you got drugs. I do not have drugs. I do not do drugs. And then he started trying to fist fight me. And I said, nope, not even going to entertain that. And I walked away. And I got out of the bridge because, I don't know what he walked past me, I guess, to look for drugs underneath rocks underneath the bridge, because that's a thing apparently. So I leave. And a few days earlier, I had found a spot I had thought about sleeping at. It was back in the woods next to a Walmart. So I was like, it was dark at this time. I don't know this town very well. I don't want to be out here at night. I know about this spot. I'll go here. There shouldn't be anybody in there. And I get to that spot, and there's a dude standing, like 15 feet away from it. And he is repeatedly punching himself and pacing back and forth and screaming at the top of his lungs. And this is on, like, the Walmart property. It's very important I mention this is on the Walmart property. I'm thinking to myself, like, I just had to deal with the guy who wanted to fight me back there. This guy is probably not somebody I really want to interact with. So I turned around and I just found a random spot in the swamp. Nobody's going to come out in the swamp. And luckily I was correct. But you see, I exit the swamp and I am going to the Walmart to get some supplies before I leave Shreveport. And that same dude is standing in the same spot, pacing back and forth, hitting himself and screaming at the top of his lungs on the Walmart parking lot. I can only assume he had been doing this for 10 straight hours. No police did anything. Nobody from the Walmart did anything. No passerbyers, nothing. I mean, I don't blame anybody for not trying to interact with the dude. I didn't want to interact with the dude. But it just amazed me that like that can happen. Like that dude's just doing all that all night long. Everyone's just like, nope, we're not going to deal with that. Fair enough. I didn't want to deal with it either. I get supplies at Walmart. I leave Shreveport. I pass like 3 different tent cities, all, drugs everywhere. Like, I mean, I didn't see the drug. Clearly, there were drugs, right? Like, you can tell when, like a homeless camp is clean, and you can tell when a homeless camp is not. It was not clean. I remember there was a guy who was like passed out in a chair, like not sitting in a chair, like his back was on the seat part of the chair, and he's just laid back like this. And he might have been dead. I don't know. There's a very good possibility. I walked past a dead body. But I didn't want to stop and talk and, find out if he was dead. Because I've already met 2 crazy people in this town. I don't want to risk it. I get out of Shreveport, and I'm about to make it to Texas. But something just had to happen. Louisiana just had to kick me one more time. Kicked me with the trail, kicked me with the crazy people, and now it had to kick me one more time before I left. I was right across from a Love's gas station, under a bridge, and I'm charging my phone up, and my phone just starts charging. And luckily, it wasn't my phone that died, because it is a brand new phone. Brand new, refurbished. It was my battery bank. My, 30,000 milliamp hour battery bank that I brought all the way from West Virginia down to Florida, over to Louisiana. It finally died. Which is not surprising. All those miles, through freezing cold, and, at this point, I'm in Louisiana heat, it's 100 degrees. Like, after all of that, it's no wonder the battery bank died. But that made me sad. I had to go into the Lowe's and I bought like a $5 battery bank. Might have been more expensive. It was only a 5,000 milliamp hour battery bank. But I got that battery bank and I got the heck out of Louisiana. Oh, also, another thing I forgot to mention. Somewhere in Louisiana, I ended up losing my Pixel 3. Not the new phone, the old phone. But that still made me sad, right? It had like pictures and videos and stuff on it. And one day it was in my backpack. Another day I'm fishing for it to get some pictures off of it, and it's not in the backpack. Yep. You did me dirty, Louisiana. That is what it is. I met a lot of good people in Louisiana. Like, I'm kind of ragging on Louisiana right now. I met a lot of good people in there. A lot of good people in Louisiana helped me out. Let's end it on that positive note. I remember I met this one woman who she owned a convenience store, and I had walked in and bought some stuff in Louisiana, and she had talked to me, and we're just talking like, how you doing? You traveling? She got my story and everything. Showed her the video about my restaurant, and she was super nice. She gave me like an entire thing of apples for free. So, and it wasn't the only case in Louisiana. I had a bunch of people, as with all states, help me out. So, not all bad, obviously. It's just, the bad things tend to stick with you more than the good things, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll never go to Shreveport again. That's for sure. Absolutely. Never, ever, ever go to Shreveport again. But that's going to do it for this video. Next video is going to be about Texas, where I experienced not only extreme heat in 100 degrees, but also snow for the first time. And a whole manner of other things. But I did get a, kind of a genuine job in Texas for a little while. So that was nice. But that'll be in the next episode. Like, subscribe if you want to support me. Links are in the description. That's going to do it for today. Peace out, everybody.